Hey there, thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience in the Bahamas, how I prepared for my trip, and the footage that I taken, and overall what I've learned and experienced in this new environment. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. Before I get started, I just want to mention, if you want to support me and my channel and the work that I do, please check out my Patreon. You can subscribe to see behind the scenes footage. I also do post STL files for printing, and I just am starting a little community of people who love to 3D print, talk about 3D printing, and kind of bounce ideas. If you're interested, please check out in the link in the description box and consider joining onto my little 3D printing club. As you can see in the screen behind me, I do have a figure of a sand dollar, and this is what I created in Fusion 360. Lately, I've kind of circled back and been kind of testing the waters with jewelry. I do have a couple of sets, and I wanted to see what I could create because I knew I was going to be on the beach. I knew that I wanted to have something that I can have with me that represented 3D printing and something that I can kind of show. This is how it looks like. It's hollowed out pretty much in the back. It's nothing too special, but in the front it has like a really nice design. I did originally print these out in white, but I did leave them in the Bahamas with a family member. So I did reprint this and kind of remodel it a bit in gray because that is what I have available at the moment. But I also was playing around with text, and I added here, better in the Bahamas, and then I put sun-kissed on the bottom. And I also added some texture to it because sand dollars do have some texture. So this is a larger variation because this was my original prototype, but I did also print it out in smaller versions for earrings and also a smaller size of this as well. So through this experience, I realized that I really like creating jewelry pieces. I originally, when I started this channel, my objective was to create jewelry. So I have been so happy with my result. I been consulting with some jewelry designers, and one of the problem areas with this design is that it is too thin over here. So if this were to get casted, this would not survive the casting because the walls are too thin. So they do have to be at least a couple of millimeters. I believe it was like 5 millimeters, because once it gets polished, once it gets casted and all that, all the post-processing, the walls will become so fragile that they will just collapse. And if that were to collapse, it would just kind of ruin the whole design. So I am still kind of learning the important factors I should take into consideration when designing, but so far I'm just rocking the prints and not the actual casts. So I've been having so much fun with putting little holders on them and just using them as like little earrings. So overall, I was very happy with how these turned out. Again, I do have to create a couple more iterations so I can get the model cast ready. Once I get this 100% completed and I'm happy with the design and I get it approved by a couple of jewelry designers, I'll definitely show you guys how it turns out. Next thing I created were starfish earrings, and I was kind of going for an ocean theme because obviously that is the vibe there. It's very bright, beautiful. Not like Canada. Here everything is so gloomy and gray and brown and just like neutral, whereas in the Bahamas things are so colorful and beautiful and bright and sunny and happy. So I was going for that vibe at least. So I created a representation of a starfish and as well as a stingray. Ironically, I did end up, unknowingly, this wasn't in my plan, but I actually ended up petting and feeding a stingray, which was definitely a weird experience. Left for the Bahamas last Sunday, and the flight is only 3 hours, which is beautiful. Like, you can leave this cold country and go to paradise within the same day, within the morning or the afternoon, which is madness to me. And the plane ride was super easy. I spent the entire night. My flight was at 8 a.m. so I had to be there at 5. So I spent the entire night prepping for the trip last minute because I was so busy the week before, but I spent that whole night just designing. And I had these ones done, but I did the stingray and a couple of other projects the night before. And sorry, hours before. That's how dedicated I was to get things rolling. But I got it printed, and I'm not even joking, my Uber was coming at 5. I finished at 4:45, cured and everything. So I was lucky I got that done, but obviously I should have planned ahead, but it's okay, it all panned out anyway. But yeah, it was the most beautiful vacation, and if you're contemplating on going, I 10 out of 10 recommend. It is just absolutely gorgeous. The food is amazing, the weather is amazing. It rained one day I was there. All the other days, and mind you, this is hurricane season, but I guess I was just lucky. But it was sunny, it was gorgeous, and the beaches are just breathtaking. But yeah, as you can see probably from these videos, like, it's nothing that I've ever experienced before. And especially going to another island called Exuma, there were very, very beautiful crisp waters, and I actually fed iguanas, swam with pigs, and also saw some sharks, which I've actually never seen in person. Besides a zoo, I've never really seen a shark, or like with Ripley's aquarium. So actually seeing it in the water, I was kind of freaked out because I'm definitely not used to seeing sharks in the water, and these are open waters. Not a lot of people are there, so I definitely stayed along the shoreline, which was definitely, I wanted to play it safe, you know? And I was so close to the shoreline, and the stingrays still came up to me, but it's okay, they were friendly. I'm in the ocean right now, as you can see, and it is such a beautiful day. I don't think I've ever seen anything this beautiful ever in my life. So 10 out of 10 recommend coming to Bahamas. And yeah, these are the earrings that I made. They're starfish, and I also did a sand dollar. So yeah, I hope you like.